I want to say that this lecture today with Reverend Cowles has been organized by one of our new and promising professor, Professor Stephen Balkaran, who's an adjunct professor of African Studies. Can we applaud him? But it's wonderful endeavor that he's done today. The Reverend Samuel Billy Cowles was born in Shelby, Mississippi on September 26 of 1934. He's a longtime leader in the civil rights movement. Reverend Cowles has been the pastor of the Monumental Baptist Church in Memphis, Tennessee, where he has pastored now for more than 50 years. And I had a joke with him at lunch. I said, basically, he's been pastoring almost as long as I've been living. So he truly is a legend. After Memphis, Tennessee sanitation workers worked on a strike in February of 1968 due to low wages, the Clerical Society called the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King to join them in their endeavor to obliterate class oppression and racial discrimination. It was on that evening marked by an enthusiastic packed crowd of ministers and other individuals that the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, through the efforts of Reverend Cowles, came to join their campaign. Reverend Cowles has maintained his involvement in civil rights since the 1960s, having been a member of several civic and professional, as well as religious and civil rights organizations. They include, but are not limited to, PUSH, the National Board of People to Save Humanity, as well as WLKO, which is a part of the Rainbow Coalition. Reverend Cowles has appeared in several television documentaries. He's just made a new film that was nominated for a major award, and his message has been pronounced across this nation on civil rights and class obliteration. Let us thank him today for his talk as he looks on reflections of his life with the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Can we welcome Reverend Cowles to Central Connecticut State University?
Let me express to you how delighted I am to be here and to share these moments with you. I called Memphis not long ago. They have 2 inches of snow and everything shut down, schools shut down. So I kind of did a little bragging. I said, well, you shut down. They have snow piled. They have it piled up on the side. The streets are clear, but they pile up on the sides. I said, yeah, but the sun is shining. And we haven't had the sunshine in Memphis for a good while. Do I need this? All right, I don't want to knock it over. A couple of things I need to do before getting into my topic. I am a Baptist preacher, as you were told, for 50 years. I have been preaching the gospel. And when a Baptist preacher gets to going really good, he has to take a drink of water. I mean, you know, he really get going, gotta take some water. And when you take the water, there's a gap, there's an emptiness that needs to be filled. It's just there. So what I need you to do is to help fill the gap. So every time I stop to take water, you can say, go ahead, Pastor. And I can jump right back into my groove and go on. Now let's just try it. Come on, let's try it. That was so pitiful, y'all. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. There you go, there you go. Now I jump right back into me. I have been treated so well since being here, my host, and those who are around them. We visited the governor's office yesterday, and you don't know it yet, but today is Samuel Billy Kyle's Day in Hartford. Professor Joe and Professor Steve are really looking after me. And I want to just say a word about Professor Steve. We met some years ago at the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, and he had a group of students. And I remember saying to those students, this trip will be one of the most memorable things that could happen in your life. So take full advantage of it, and he has. And I gave a lot of credit to Professor Steve because he feels it. He just doesn't do it. He feels it, and the kids can know that. You can't fool young people nowadays. We used to be able to fool them. You can't fool them now. And what he is doing means so much to the young people that one of the reasons I spend as much time on the road as I do because much sooner than we think, much sooner, they're going to be running everything we do. They will be running the world. And I want to help them be prepared to do that, no matter how well we do it. And do it the best we can, but we won't do it always. We will not do it always. Young people, they are receiving and handling to their own abilities. And I want them to know I love and respect your teachers and you. Don't let anybody fool you. That internet is so powerful. That thing is a mess. You can go from Berlin to Birmingham with the click of a mouse. That's it. And so you will not only be running your neighborhood and your city, but you will be running the world. We are now citizens of the world. They say there's 6 billion people in the world. But check this out, there's only one you. You are the only one. The only one. The only you God made is you. That makes you very, very special. And I don't want you to lose that specialness. Now, the other thing that seniors do, I went to bed one night, got up the next morning, and I was a senior. Not in class either. So, Professor Steve, you keep doing what you're doing and exposing these young people to this way of life. Now, one more thing I have to do. I'm collecting senior jokes. And I have to tell you, if you don't laugh, I get my hat and coat and I leave. Oh. Senior walking through the park. A frog said, Mister, if you pick me up and kiss me, I will turn into a beautiful princess. The senior picked up the frog and kept walking. The frog said, Mister, you didn't hear me. If you pick me up and kiss me, oh my God, I will turn into a beautiful princess. Senior said, well, at this point in my life, a talking frog is much more exciting than a beautiful princess. Hold fast to your dreams. For if dreams die, You are like a broken winged bird that cannot fly. So says the poet Langston Hughes. All of us have dreams. We have dreams, young dreams, old dreams, young people, older people. Sometimes we allow friends and others to shame us out of saying what our dream is. You don't have to apologize for your dream. It's yours. It is your dream. Martin Luther King, all the things that he did do, he taught us how to dream. Here he is downtown in Atlanta. Nice sunny day. His children, he was a father. His children see other children in the park, swinging on swings and playing in the sandbox. Here they are, sliding down the sliding boards. And they see other children in the park, and they want to go in the park. Customs, tradition, and segregation says you can't do that. How do you explain that to a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old? You can't go in the park. Children are in the park. Why can't I go? Why can't we go to the park? Even in the midst of a situation that's difficult, Martin never stopped dreaming. He kept right on dreaming. Dreaming for the world. People ask me all the time, what do you think Dr. King would think about the world right now? I don't want to be that presumptuous. Langston Hughes has laid it out for us. It's your dream. Hold fast to your dream. Write that book. Don't let some dream buster stop you from writing a book. Write that book. Take you to the bookstore. Have you been to the bookstore lately? Aha. You see all those books in that store? Aha. What makes you think yours is going to sell? Because I wrote it. Design those clothes. You've been to the clothing store, you've seen all the things in the clothing store? Yes. Why do you think yours is going to sell? Because I designed them. Hold fast to your dreams, for if dreams die, you're like broken winged birds that cannot fly. It's your dream. Don't let anybody. And everybody's not going to receive it anyway. I mean, that's not the case. Everybody's not going to receive it. It's not going to happen. But don't let that turn you around. If you've lost it, recapture it. Recapture that dream. What do you think happened when the Wright brothers announced to all who would listen, guess what? We are going to invent an airplane. You gonna do what? We're going to invent an airplane. Yeah, you flying on something now. I don't know what it is. Don't let anybody shame you out of your dream. Suppose they had given up. Suppose they had given up. They would not give up. They kept trying, and they failed, and they tried, and they failed. But they wouldn't give up. So one day at a little place called Kitty Hawk, South Carolina, they flew an airplane. And because they wouldn't give up on their dream, man has placed his footprints on the moon. Now the elderly members in our church said to me very respectfully, Reverend, you know man ain't been on no moon. That's just somebody on TV making it look like he's going to be on. I don't spend 1 minute trying to convince them that man has left his footprints on the moon, for even for me it's astonishing. It is a wonderful thing. Last year I did 18,000 miles January, Dr. King's month, February, Black History Month. 18,000 miles. And the only way I could do that was in an aeroplane. Hold fast to your dreams. For if dreams die, you are like broken-winged birds that cannot fly. Another dreamer said, I'm going to be in the room over here, you're going to be in the room over there, and we're going to talk to each other through the walls. Yeah, right. Through the walls, we're going to talk. Yeah, through the walls. What if Alexander Graham Bell had given up? Not only do you talk through the walls, you talk to Istanbul with this little thing that I haven't learned to use yet. I'm working on it. Suppose he had given up on his dream. Excuse me? Of course my ancestors had dreams. Oh, come on, Kyles. Slaves didn't have dreams. Oh, yes, they did. No, they didn't have dreams. The situation they were in was too critical. A terrible situation. Yet, they had dreams. You can hear it in the music. Trouble here, trouble there, trouble everywhere. But I'm so glad trouble ain't gonna last always. They knew trouble wouldn't last always. And they knew, and they had dreams of their children being doctors and lawyers and teachers and preachers and designers of clothing. All the things that they could not do, could not own a bucket of dirt. Slaves had no rights, 3/5 human beings. But they never gave up on their dream. They dreamed of their children doing wonderful and marvelous things. They dreamed of a child there becoming the president of the United States of America. They never stopped dreaming. Took throwaways, old stuff, and made it anew. They were convinced that their children would do the unusual. Hold fast to your dreams. For if dreams die, you are like a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Don't let go of your dream. Can you imagine? This is a place of learning. Can you imagine a law that says it is illegal to know how to read? My ancestors. It was illegal for them to know how to read. Illegal to know how to read. The only trouble white people got in regarding slaves was teaching them how to read. And many did get in trouble teaching them how to read. Illegal. In spite of that, in less than 150 years, illegal to know how to read. We've had 2 U.S. Secretary of States, African American. We have a holiday in honor of an African American. There have only been 3 holidays in honor of individuals: George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday in less than 150 years. And it does not matter what your politics may be, you got to deal with the holiday, because ain't no mail delivery, the post office is closed. The bank's closed. Schools, most of them closed. In less than 150 years. Hold fast to your dreams, for if dreams die, you are like a broken winged bird that cannot fly. It's your dream. Hold on to your dream. Hello? Garbage workers have dreams? Of course they do. Oh, come on, cows. Garbage workers don't have dreams. They just take away the stuff that we throw away. They don't have dreams. Yes, they have dreams. Yes, they had dreams. The conditions upon which they worked were so horrendous. There's a sign that came out of that. It doesn't say peace, it doesn't say freedom, it doesn't say justice. All it says is, I am a man. That sign went around the world because they were treated less than men. What do you do? One of them said to me, Reverend Cowles, don't think that we don't appreciate everything y'all do. But look at this, I haven't had a coat to fit me since I've been a grown man. I haven't had shoes to fit my feet since I've been a grown man. If they would pay me what we're worth, we could buy our own shoes and buy our own clothes. We still appreciate what you do, but we could buy our own things. We could buy a house to live in. We work hard. We come in your backyard, take your garbage and put it in a tub. If that tub's got a hole in it and you put liquid in that tub without a container, and that stuff runs down on them as they go home from work. No showering facilities. Yes, they have dreams. I was speaking in Philadelphia. African-American woman came up to me, said, Reverend Cowles, may I shake your hand? I want to just say thank you for all the things that you've done to make me who I am. And she said it just like this. She said, I'm from Memphis. I'm a judge here in Philadelphia in my third term. In my third term. And my daddy in Memphis is a garbage man. Yes, they had dreams. So they went on strike. We tried to get them to wait. Don't go on strike in the winter. You want to go on strike in the summer when you have the smell and stench and all that. But they wouldn't go back, so we started having rallies. They came north, south, east, and west, helping the garbage workers. It was a difficult thing. It was a very difficult thing. We marched, we demonstrated, all of this plugged into the civil rights movement. We just got the machinery going again, and that's what we did. Martin Luther King came, made a great speech, went back, came back again. He had given all that he could. At least we thought that was the case. The last speech of his life almost didn't happen. We came that close to losing the mountaintop speech. That's how close we came to losing the mountaintop speech. There were tornado warnings that night. It was thunder and lightning and raining. And he thought there wouldn't be many people at the church. So he sent several of us over to the church. He said, you guys go over and have the meeting at the church, and I'll go to the motel and work on the Poor People's Campaign. When we got to the church, it was nearly full, in spite of the weather. The weather was inclement. In spite of the weather, people had come out. We had no way of knowing that would be the last speech of his life.